All right, I'm back with a different video, peoples. Uh, and so I received your questions, and some of y'all want to know why am I a target and why they started following me or whatever and doing all these things to me. So uh, I'm gonna answer your question, and but so I won't go too deep because I do still live in the United States of America, and I won't ever truly feel comfortable telling the real, like real raw story of what happened to me until maybe I'm in another country and I feel safe in that country. You feel me? I feel like I'm pretty well guarded or whatever, or protected for whatever reasons, and then I'll probably, um, you know, release uncut versions, and then but by then they probably have shut me down. Also, I just want to remind you that you might want to make a copy of this video now before they take it down or take down my YouTube channel. They already took down this, like the second YouTube channel they took down of mine. They took down my Facebook page, and so they moving in quick. Okay, but for those of you who care and want to know what happened to me, you want to know my story. Um, I will go into details, but I won't go into full deep details because I still do live in the United States of America, and this shit is deeper than y'all think. These people are very connected, very smart, very coordinated. They get the job done, and I'm getting a sense that they're going to make a move on me really soon because I believe both of us has had enough with each other. I've had enough with them, and they've about had enough with me. So um, we're just not seeing eye to eye. So I kind of expect them to make another move on me. They might be successful this time. They might actually murder me and get the job done, or I don't know. It just depends on what they want to do and how they're gonna do it. And so I'm gonna start with a story. Okay, so y'all probably familiar with our country, the United States of America, of course. Okay, you know our history. All right. There's no need to hide that. You know our history. Everybody know our history. You know what time it is. If you black and you from America, you know what these white folks do to us. All right. That ain't no secret. Everybody know that. The whole world know. Okay. Okay. So in the beginning, we had this. Well, let's go back to hold on. I forgot what year it was, but let's go back to September 11. Okay. 9/11. Remember on this day in New York City where there was a so-called terrorist attack. Okay. Well, before we go here to understand this, you have to understand this. Okay. Our country, this title says the United States of America King Alfred Plan, the extermination of blacks in America, America, KKKA, America. Okay. It says there's over 600 prison camps in the United States, all fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. They are all staffed and even surrounded by full time guards, but they are empty. These camps are to be operated by FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, should martial law need to be implemented in the United States. The current foreseeable events which will see the implementation of the use of these camps is the coming of the new world order led by the shadow government. Okay, so here is the King Alfred plan. Y'all probably remember that. But let's just look up what they say here on Google Wikipedia. Okay, it says the King Alfred plan is a fictional. Okay, fictional, which means fake, fictional. Okay, so the King Alfred Plan is a fictional CIA led scheme supporting an international effort to eliminate people of African descent, invented by author John A. Williams in his novel The Man Who Cried I Am. Williams described it as a government plan to deal with the threat of uprising in the United States by coordinating off black people into concentration camps in the event of a major racial incident. Now, what they're not telling you, they're saying camps, but they're not mentioning the word murder or kill, right? They don't want you to know that part. They just want you to think, oh, okay, if push come to shove, they're just going to round you up and send you to prison. No, they're going to murder you and have you murder yourself, right? But they're not going to tell that part. You ain't going to find that nowhere, anywhere, all right? And so now that you know that, let's go back here so you can understand this. The King Alfred Plan of the United States of America. Okay, the United States of America King Alfred Plan. The extermination, which means the murder of blacks in America. Code name Rex 84. Okay, everybody know that. Okay, so then you have this terrorist attack on 9/11, right? On my birthday, September 11th. Okay, so everybody remember this day in New York City, the planes hit the buildings, everybody sent running, you know what I'm saying? They was murdering. So how could they initiate this plan, right? If they don't have some kind of attack, right? So after the terrorist attack, I'm just letting y'all know what happened to me and what I think happened to my family and or friends after 9/11 because I've been paying attention since. You feel what I'm saying? And so after the 9/11, right, the planes hit the buildings. Y'all all remember that. The whole world remember that. Boom, they had an attack. Okay, so after that, as a matter of fact, we're gonna get rid of this photo here. Send that to the trash. Okay, boom, get rid of that. Now that you know the King Alfred plan, we're gonna get rid of that. All right. Okay, this is the aftermath. Okay, the terrorist attack happened, 9/11 happened, boom, the planes flying to the building. See that? Everybody went sent running. All right, boom, everybody died. A lot of people, a lot of everybody, kids, women, children, everybody died. Okay, so now that you know that, the terrorist attack, 9/11, boom, okay, destroyed. It was so called some terrorist supposedly came to America and flew planes into the buildings, which we know now was, bullshit or whatever. Uh, so now back in the days before all these plans and all of that, we was always getting killed by our own government, right? Our own people, the people, these white folks, you know how they get down. Everybody know, okay? So they've always killed us. This is not new. This is back in the days, okay? uh, Back in the days, right? The killers, we hands up, don't shoot, we march, sing, whatever, but we still die. And so they hung us from trees, lynching in the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? It just never ever stopped. All right, from 1984, all this, 80, all this, it's been, they've been killing blacks. It ain't gonna stop. There's nothing new about it. Okay, I think we can all understand that. So after that, what I noticed is, hold on, okay, not this. So after that, after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, after um, all that happened, right? I've noticed they came up with this thing called, where is it? Where is it? Okay, they came up with this thing called, hold on. After the terrorist attacks, they came up with this thing called, here we go, the War on Terror. Okay, y'all remember that? It was the War on Terror, where you see right here, if you can read, I know you can read, what? See that word? Global. Global War on Terror, right? So they started this thing after the terrorist attacks on 9/11 called this global war on terror, which means that our country was going to go around and unite all the white people from around the world to start this new gang to go around the world and kill terrorists, right? Now, I remember reading in the paper when I was living in a hotel in Hollywood, Florida, on Washington Street, I believe. I was forgot was homeless, living with some people in the hotel, and I read a piece of newspaper there, and I saw some strange things what they was doing to, like, you know, people. Listen, man, I ain't gonna go into full detail, but I saw some shit. But then I saw the paper, picked it up, and read it. Now they were sending each other messages then because the hotel had already been taken over by these forces, and so they have their own way to communicate with each other. But somehow they slipped the paper, and I read the paper. I saw it. It says the United States of America was going to go around the world fighting terror, and when they get finished, it was going to come back here to the United States of America and finish the war on terror. So, long story short, who are the terrorists in America? Who are the number one terrorists in America? According to America's laws back then, black people. Black people was considered the number one terrorist in the United States of America. So when these people get through killing all these people around the world, they was going to come back to the United States of America. All these armies from around the world is going to come back here and finish killing us. There you have it. And that's how I became a target and all this shit. But let me finish, okay? So the war on terror, boom. Here we go. The war on terror, okay? The war on terror officially the global war on terrorism is an ongoing international counterterrorism military campaign ignited by the United States following the September 11th attack. September the 11th, 2001, okay? September 11th, 2001, United States. Okay. So it was supposed to be this war on terror. So, okay, when these people got back from the war on terror, okay, I knew who they was the minute they came to South Florida. I knew exactly what they was here for. I knew it. I knew what they was doing. I've already been studying it since 9/11, and then I'm just so happened. Basically, I was next up, sort of like you in line, right? And you waiting in school or whatever for your lunch, and the line is long, but eventually they get to you and then they give you your lunch. Well, that's what happened to me and everybody else in the United States of America. It don't matter what you did or what you doing. It's what they doing, what they want to do to you. You feel what I'm saying? So it don't matter what you're doing. You can be an innocent kid going to school. They're gonna make you a thought. They're gonna make you a drunk or something. They're gonna turn you to a person. That's they turn on. They get turned on by that. So let's say if you're a good girl or a good boy, you never did nothing. You just go to school. If they see you walking to school, it's over. Your whole life gonna be destroyed because they're gonna start murdering people in your family. They're gonna start, having sex with you, beating you up, turning you, molding you into this person that you wouldn't normally be if they wouldn't have never came out and took over your city and your state, basically. So after the war on terror, right? So after the 9/11 attacks, well, after the King Alfred plan, then there was a plan to create 9/11. They created 9/11. Boom. 9/11 happened. After 9/11 gave them excuse to unite the world and whatever, whoever that rose with them and support them. So they started this big, huge ass army. They went around the world, killing people around the world, and they were finished. Now it's time for them to come back to America. And they are here now. It's January 1st, 2023. And they are here and they have been here for 20 plus years. So everything that may have happened to you and your family or whoever else, and me and my family, uh, you know, you already know. And so when they got back here, I knew who they was the minute they got back. Now I left out a part, okay? Now after that, and after the King Alfred plan and all of that, and after 9/11 or a little bit after 9/11, I believe, or maybe before 9/11, I'm not sure. No, I think after 9/11, right? We have this federal agent, all right? Okay. And this guy killed himself in New York, okay? He walked onto the Hudson River right here and he blew his brains out his head. All right, right there in New York. Okay. Now it says a habitable, I don't know that word, y'all. Pourvoir of misinformation leveraged the tragic suicide of an ICE agent to make outlandish and false claims about his death. Okay. Oh, no, this was in 2016. So after the 9/11, we got this federal agent coming out and killing himself and leaving behind a suicide note. Okay. And so we can send that to the trash now. Okay. So after this guy killed himself, right? Let's go back to right here so we can understand a little bit better. Okay. So, all right. So a federal U.S. immigration and customs enforcement died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head at Pier 40 in Manhattan yesterday, according to the police. Okay, he was 42 years old. Okay, now this. Okay, so before I finish, this was supposed to happen in 2016, right? Well, I want to say this. After these people came out to South Florida, right at that time, everywhere I went, they followed me, and everywhere I went, they destroyed. Everywhere I went, everywhere they destroy it. They show up and destroy it. So I went to New York in Manhattan in 2014, right? On my way to Canada. I believe I slept in New York like 2 nights. Next thing you know, a federal agent comes out, kill himself after that, right? So I went to Toronto, Canada. When I left Toronto, Canada, a big shootout happened. Some dude, some lone wolf started a shootout, killing a lot of people in Canada, and they had to kill that dude. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go and I leave, like right now, recently in Buffalo, New York. I was in Buffalo, New York also in 2014. You feel me? Uh, After I left Buffalo, New York, uh, a whole lot of violence started happening there, right? Okay, so I went to what's that place? Massachusetts, right? When I left Massachusetts, they had the Boston bombers. So it's like these people are trying to like freak me out or whatever, but they also showing me how powerful they are. You feel me? Everywhere I go, and then I went to just recently. I took a trip to LaGuardia, Mexico, right? And I come back from there, it's a huge shootout happening there. You feel me? So everywhere I go, these people are starting to try to flex their power, and I guess I don't know. Is this supposed to make me afraid? I don't know what they're doing, but or what their goal is achieving. But so I already know who is that powerful to do that, right? To everywhere you go, and then every relationship I get in, they destroy it, right? So it's not that many people that's that powerful to do that. You feel me? So, but anyway, let's finish with the story, okay? So, a federal U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agency died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head on Pier 40 in Manhattan yesterday. According to the police, he was 42 years old. Police say the incident occurred around 11 a.m. inside Pier 40 in the Hudson River Park in Chelsea. The unidentified agent apparently walked into the building and shot himself with his 40 caliber service pistol. A walk in the park reports. Okay, the park gyros were only what the park wait the park gyros were only a few feet away at the time. Okay, it was a heartbreaking. One witness told the blog. The agent was taken to Lenox Hospital where he was pronounced dead. I say he worked at a field office in Lower Manhattan, and they are working with the New York Police Department on investigating his death. Tragically, a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement ICE deportation officer from the New York field office suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound and has passed away, ICE said in a statement yesterday. The agency is not releasing further, I believe, information. All right, so once again, y'all might want to make a copy of this before they take it down, because they might take it down. Because, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep, but I'm going to go into detail for y'all. And I'm doing that so far, okay? Okay, so the ICE agent was taken to Lenox Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Okay, I say he worked in the field office in Lower Manhattan, and they are working with the New York Police Department on investigating his death. Tragically, a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement ICE deportation officer from the New York field office suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound and has passed away. Okay, I said in a statement yesterday, the agency is not releasing further details pending notification of the officer's next of kin. Okay, if someone you know exhibit warning signs of suicide, do not leave the person alone. Remove any firearms, alcohol, drugs, or sharp objects that could be used in a suicide attempt, and call the U.S. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800. Okay, so that ain't nothing to do with that. Okay, all right. So now that y'all understand that, okay, the ICE agent. Okay, but now let's go back right here real quick. And like I said, it's nothing new. They've always been killing black people, right? Here's a picture of them hanging black people from the trees back in the days, which is no different from how they killing us in today's world. That's my point of showing y'all that first, okay? So, all right, so now let's go to, all right, let's finish the story right here, I believe. Okay, no, that's not it. All right, so okay, after writing a lengthy suicide note exposing terrifying plans the government has for American citizens, a U.S. custom agent walked onto a pier in New York and blew his brains out. Sources inside the New York City Police Department have revealed to Superstation 95 the content of a suicide note found on the body, and they are utterly frightening. The note, which says it was written over the course of a full week in advance, outlines why the officer chose to shoot himself. The America I grew up in and cherished has been murdered by its own federal government. Our Constitution has become meaningless, meaningless, mean, meaningless, or whatever. Sorry about that, y'all. And our laws politicized so badly they are no longer enforced except for political purpose. The note said, our, okay, send that to trash. The note says, our, okay, where are we? Hold on. Okay, the America I grew up in has been murdered by our own government. Our country has been, okay, personally utterly corrupt. Okay, here we go. Has become meaningless, and our laws politicized so badly they are no longer enforced except for political purpose. The note said, our election officials are to a person utterly corrupt and completely devoid of any love or respect for the country which pays them. To them, everything is about getting and keeping power and making illicit money from backroom deals. ICE released a statement Friday afternoon. Tragically, a U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement ICE deportation officer from the New York field office suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound and has passed away. It added, the agency is not releasing further details pending notification of. Okay. So we send that to the trash. Okay. Notification of. Okay. Oh, and before we get back to the ICE agent suicide note, let's look at the King Alfred plan. Okay, and concentration camps. Okay, throughout the final years of People's Temple's existence, both in California and in Jonestown, Jim Jones spoke on numerous occasions about the federal government plans to round up members of various minority populations, but mostly, especially blacks, as well as political uh, distant distance, whatever that is, and to put them into concentration camps. For example, see, they say put them in concentration camps, but they don't say murder them and kill them. You ain't gonna, that's not in there. Okay, Cure 97 recorded in August 1973 includes Jones' statements spiritual wickedness in high places is going to come to take people and put them in jail right now. They're trying to get an executive order to pass that will empower the president of the United States to put people in concentration camps one without one consultation with Congress. Now, it won't happen to you, but you've got to cooperate with me. You want me to be free, then cooperate with me. All right, so let's see here. Okay. And Q962 recorded the same year the concentration camps reference is part of a larger warning about the approaching tyranny. You go home and read Executive Order 11490 and 11647. You go home and read it right now. They're preparing to set up de, a dictatorship. Sorry if I pronounced that word wrong, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. They're they're a dictatorship. It's already written into law that will give the president power to move people wherever he wants, to put them in concentration camps, to take over every street, car lane, over every transportation, over every farm, over every office, over every factory. He'll put serial numbers and a mark of the beast right on you. You will not be anywhere a person. No, you will not be any. You'll not be any more a person. You'll be a number. And every black and brown and poor white will be done away with. In Q987 record in Philadelphia in 1977, Jones described where the idea comes from. I heard it from the heads of government of the United States today because I just came in from Washington, just flew in on a plane from the, let's see what the next one has to say. Okay. So bear with me. This video might be a little long, but I'm getting to the point. Okay. Conference with the top-notch leaders. I listened to them talk about planned takeovers. Task force warns nations to get ready for riots and to get ready for martial law and to get ready for concentration camps, get ready for identification marks to be put on your body and identify numbers, even if necessary, tattooed. The warnings appear in Jonestown audio tapes as well. During the course of news tapes, Q741, Jones reminds the people of Jonestown of the evils back home. No guarantee ever existed in the United States of capitalism, fascism. Your children are always a prey of a drug pusher, the system and crime, youth and adult gangs, and then finally genocidal patterns of ethnic weapons and concentration camps in which our people would have been destroyed. On Q637, recorded during a white night in April 1978. Damn, they've been planning this shit all that long time. And they finally doing it now. They are here now. Okay. So now let's go back to the letter that shocked America. Where we at in the time frame? Damn, 29. Okay. Let's go back to the letter that shocked America. The officer next of kin. According to the suicide note, the officer said, I was hired to enforce the law, to capture and deport people who come to this country against our laws. But now If I dare to do that, I face being suspended or fired because our president refused to faithfully execute the duties of his office. Instead, I come to work each day and collect a paycheck twice a month for intentionally doing little to nothing. I cannot and will not be party to this fraud, to this up for this your port for this up or portation I can't pronounce that word, y'all. U.S. portation of the law, or to the de, what deceptical I can't pronounce that word either, y'all. Deceptical politicians betraying our nations. The note continued. In the suicide note, the officer revealed what he claims are terrifying plans the feds have been finalizing. If the American people knew what this government is planning, they won't do nothing. I can tell you that right now. As they so damn scared, they only, kill their own people. If American people knew what this government is planning, they would rise up and overthrow it. Yeah, right. If I or anyone else in the federal government reveal what is coming, we would be killed anyway. So now I will reveal what I know. We in federal law enforcement have been drilling for several years to control riots and uprising from a coming financial collapse. No, that's false. It's not from a financial collapse. It's because they want to do it. Period. Plain and simple. Because we can do it, and what are you going to do about it? Basically. But they just put this financial collapse, just to hide the truth. The drills involve life size images of American men, even women and children, who we are told to shoot for practice and to get used to it. To shoot women and children for practice and to get used to it. Men, women, and children, basically. All right. And to get used to it. Okay. So, all right. We have been told that the economy is terminally ill. That's a lie. And will fall in 2016. Here we are in 2023. We are also told the banks are all insolvent and the FDIC doesn't have nearly enough funds to bail out depositors. They print money, so how they ain't gonna have enough funds? They get the money literally from trees. It grows on trees for these people. We are told these events are unavoidable and it is imperative that the government survives when people rise up over this. When the collapse take place, ain't no such thing as a collapse. They control everything. If a collapse does happen, it's because they want it to happen to get a reaction out of the people to give them the excuse to bring in martial law, which not in martial law, which is the King Alfred plan, which is the letter that shocked America, what we are reading now. The reason why this man killed himself. And the reason why these people are here in your hood, in my hood, and every other hood in America now. Like he said, they have permission to take over every street in America, every car lane in America. And that's what they're doing. All right. Okay. So Rex 84 program. Okay. When the collapse take place, detention camps created under the FEMA Rex 84 program in the 1990s to house illegal aliens whom we were going to deport will instead be used to imprison American citizens whom the government feels constitute a threat. American citizens will be rounded up without warrants and imprisoned without trial for God knows how long. These camps have been equipped to carry out Hitler scale killings, an actual purge of American citizens by the very own government which they which carry out Hitler scale killings and actual purge of American citizens by the very government which they themselves created and pay for. I cannot be party to this. Only Superstation 95 reported on the alarming details of the suicide note. Um, per, per, perpetratedly left the scene without any background information on how they came to be in possession of such a sensitive document. Okay. So after that, after all of that, after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, after the letter that shocked America and all this stuff that went into play, uh, when they got to South Florida, I recognized them off back. I knew who they was. I knew what their plans was. I knew everything. But I was terrified of them. You feel me? I knew I was up against the army. Well, army was up against us, and they had all these agents and forces and all these people from all over the world, everywhere. I already knew what time it was. So what I did was try to warn the people who I was close to. You know what I'm saying? And family and friends and all that. But the more I tried to help them, warn them, the more everybody called me crazy. They treated me like I was crazy. And so when they first came, I wasn't allowed to go to school. I wasn't allowed to have no money, nothing. I wasn't allowed to even have $100 on me. So I already knew they had already started the war on me off back, right? And they started trying to murder me. They sent people to shoot up my house, family's house, all that shit. You know, they was coming at me hard. And so uh, somehow down the line they switched. I don't know what made them switch or whatever, but what happened was then I started calling because I ain't know no better. I started calling all other government agencies that wasn't in Florida because they were already in Florida. So I felt like I need to call other agencies and warn them about this army or whoever these people are that's in Florida killing us, and maybe they can have time to start to create their own force and then come to Florida and check them, checkmate them. But little bit did I know that was stupid because I called all these other government agencies from California to New York, all over the United States of America, asking for help. New Orleans, everywhere. I was just calling them, trying to tell them. But I was scared to say their name to the other law enforcement agency because I thought if I called them and said, "Hey man, we got these feds down here," or "Hey man, we got this army down here killing people. We need help." I figured that once they hear the word feds or army, they would get scared, and so or they might join forces and then come back and and kill me. And so when I believe President Bush was the president, I called the White House one time and they was like, "You want to talk to the president?" They put him on the phone and he said hello. I hung the phone up. I was scared as fuck. You feel me? Because I heard a lot of bad talk about George Bush, he a killer, he this and that, all this shit that I was hearing. So when they tried to put him on the phone to talk to me, I hung the phone up. But then I tried to call him back and ask for help again when Barack Obama was the president because he was a black dude. I felt more better, and it was nothing. They wasn't even trying to let me say two words to that nigga. They was like, "Oh, not they ain't they weren't having it," because I was ready to try to ask for help then. But then you know it wasn't all like they started shutting shit down. You feel me? I called American Most Wanted. They shut that shit down. You feel me? It was like, so then it kind of gave me a feeling of who was dealing with me because I wasn't dealing with these people. They came to my city and my state and started a war with me where I growed up with. You feel me? Started murdering my family and doing shit to me in my own hometown. You feel me? So I needed to know how powerful these people are. And so that's how it started. That's how we started battling each other, and that's where we at with it right now today. And so they came in, and the first person they murdered when they came to South Florida, after they took over South Florida, right? They took over the mail, they took over everything. They took over, trust me, anything you could think of. So in my mind, I already knew it was an army, you feel me? And they had all these forces with them because I already knew. I've been researching this shit since 9/11, since they did the terrorist attack in 9/11. Then when I pieced that together with the King Alfred plan, okay, how were they going to do all this shit to American citizens? They need an excuse to give them power. So 9/11 was the excuse to give them power, to come to every city and state in America and do whatever to whoever they wanted. And that's what they doing now. And they in your city and your state too. If you in America, they in your damn city and your state doing it right now. But what that was, but you might not know who they are. But what that was, it was after 9/11, they created a new government gang, and that government gang was supposed to kill all of the other government in the United States of America to completely take it over. You feel me? So the first war was against the United States government by the United States government. You feel me? In order so that they can rebuild it. That's what this whole thing was about. And just when, like I said, I was just next in line. Once they got to me and started murdering my family, that shit put me in the mix. And I wasn't trying to back down from these people because at that time I didn't know how powerful these people was, and I didn't give a fuck. All I know is they killed my family, and I wanted some fucking justice from that. And if I had to die doing it, then whatever, because I believed in America. I thought that we really had people that'll help us fight, not join forces with the cowards and help the cowards fight against us. You feel me? And so that's what the fuck happened. But I ain't know because I was dumb like everybody else. You feel me? I believed it, America. And so that's why I was calling around asking for help and shit. You feel me? Because I thought they'd really go bust their ass like how they, but I ain't know they'll make backdoor deals and then, team up and then come back at a nigga 3, 4 times harder. You feel me? And so when they took over South Florida, when I was down there, the first person they killed was my great grandma, her, Miss Mary White. All right. So this is my grandma, my great grandmother. She was the first person they murdered, Mary White, and they took her to a hospital. They murdered her, right? And they murdered my great grandma inside this hospital, right? Where is that hospital? They killed her inside this hospital in Hollywood, Florida on Washington Street. It was a nursing home. And damn, I don't even got the picture, y'all. Well, it was a nursing home inside, right here. They killed my grandmother in this hospital right here. This, in Washington Street in Hollywood, Florida, right not too far from the Hollywood police station. This is a rehabilitation nursing home. They killed her in there. And that's when it all started. That's how I set it off. Then I was on their ass ever since, and I just was going along with whatever with the flow. Because at that time, I knew they was all killers and shit, and I knew what they was doing. So I just had to just stay in my lane, but at the same time, never forget what they done. Then the second person they murdered in my family was my grandma, which is her daughter. Okay, this is my grandma Mary White, and this is my grandma Marie White, and they killed her. And so they killed the mother and the daughter, right? Years apart, though. They waited a little bit, then they knocked off my grandma after they knocked off my great grandma. And then the second person, after that, they crippled my mother. They they lied and said she had all kind of problems like gallstones, all this shit, and she needed surgery. They cut her head open, all that shit. Thank God my mother's still alive, but they still planning on killing my mom. They still working on it. You feel me? They've been murdering her. They've been planning her death for a long time, and they actually been physically killing her for a long time, slowly though. You feel me? They've been like giving her wrong medicines, sticking her with needles, injecting her with all kind of shit. You feel me? And I had to watch that shit. You feel me? But I couldn't just go to war with these people because I'm by myself. And so she was the third one that they messed up, but she's still alive though. But they still working on killing my mama, And then the third person they murdered was my cousin, David White. But he kind of helped them get away with his death because he was a drug dealer. I would admit that he did sell drugs. You feel me? And so that was a perfect opportunity for them to swoop in and knock him off, and they did. They robbed him for a couple of $1,000 and blew his brains out his head, execution style, and left him there and let him stay dead for like I think a whole maybe 24 hours or something. Then they went and got his body up in Liberty City, Miami. And then after they murdered him, and then I think, and this is him, right? Oh, sorry about that. And this is him also in the casket after they murdered him. This is him right there. And this is also him. Okay. So after they killed him, they killed my child's mother, my daughter's mother. They killed her. And once they murdered her, they took my daughter and the rest of the kids into foster care, and then raised them, and then had sex with my daughter and got my daughter pregnant. That's why I'm saying like this shit is real, y'all. You feel me? Shit is really connected, man. Um, and so these it's really serious. But I'm gonna talk to y'all. Just let me finish explaining real quick. And then after they murdered her, which is my daughter's mother, then they killed my uncle. They murdered him, and then after they murdered him, some years they laid low again. Then they came back and they murdered my cousin, um, and then they murdered my cousin's mom as well. And so, which is her name was Gloria. And so is they these people are for real. They are not bullshitting around. And so they still knocking us off. You feel me? But like I said, now I think is my turn because, and I'll explain why. All right. So, oh, this is a title that says three of them killed 30 people. Three of them, three of them killed no one. Look at the difference and the mug shots. This is why we kneel. Basically, the three black guys ain't killed nobody, but they was beat almost to death, really bad. The white boys that killed 30 people, uh, you could see the difference. But we shouldn't complain about that, y'all. This is a white power nation. They fought and died for this. You feel me? So, of course, you feel me? They're gonna, And so once, okay, so back to the story. After all of that was announced and all of that, uh, you already know what happened to Kanika Jenkins. This is Kanika Jenkins. We all know her story. Okay, we know what happened to her. This is Kendrick Johnson. We all know what happened to him. Everybody know their story, right? Uh, so, according to this uh, fictional King Alfred plan, like that title says, fictional. According to that plan, uh, it's fake. But we see with our own eyes what's fake and what's not. We know Kanika was black. We know what happened to her. Kendrick was black. We know what happened to him. My brother was black. We know what happened to him. The only difference is he was murdered in Miami. Kanika was murdered in Illinois. Kendrick was murdered in Georgia. Okay. So all of this happened now after this war on terror was supposed to happen. So, like I said, during the war on terror, they're supposed to go around the world killing all these criminals, bad guys. And then when they get back to America, they're supposed to finish the war on terror in the United States of America, and that's why these people are here. That's why you being followed by strange cars. That's why you seeing all these people following you everywhere you go. Everybody watching you. That's why, because they're here to really kill you. Ultimately, you feel me? You do have an option. You can try to find a country that will let you stay there. But they might think you work for America, and they might want to. You feel me? So you might have to just I don't know. But so that's originally the plan. So they murdered my brother, and just like Kanika, they set him up. They gave him some friends. You feel me? They gave him a girlfriend, everything, and then everything they needed to get the job done, and then they murdered him. You feel me? Just like how they murdered Kanika. No difference. The only difference is they murdered Kanika in Illinois, and my brother was murdered in Miami, just like my cousin and few of and this my brother here after they blew his brains out his head from the back though, shot him in the back of the head, and that's him laying dead on the table. It's my real blood brother. Same mother, different father, but man, that shit hurt. You feel me? And I should be taking these people really serious. Sometimes it's a part of me that just want to get up and try to find me a country that'll love and protect me from these people. But then again, but I also love where I'm at. You feel me? But a lot of weird shit is happening to me, and so I'm gonna show y'all, right. So boom, they murdered my uncle, but when they murdered this, I put the title Jesus Caught on Camera because when I went to visit him, there was a face appeared on the pillow, and it looked like Jesus telling me to be quiet. You feel me? Just like be quiet, don't worry, son. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna handle these people. You know, whether you alive or dead. I'm gonna get redemption, and so I just labeled it Jesus Caught on Camera. But that's before they murdered my uncle in the hospital, and so it got over almost 3 million views in 4 years, but not in 4 years, but in like 1 year. And I believe if it would have still been up, that thing would have been, oh man, been ridiculous. But that channel was deleted. All right, so let me finish talking to y'all, and then okay, so after that, when they got back to America, you feel me? All this shit happening. Then George Floyd got killed. You know what happened to George Floyd? You feel me? And so all of these black people started being murdered all throughout all of the United States of America. We all know what happened to George Floyd. We all know what happened to Kendrick Johnson. We all know what happened to Kanika Jenkins. We all know what happened to my brother in Miami. And so, and this is my daughter's mother. Once they murdered her, and then so it started getting really, really serious, you feel me, and very scary. And so while all this shit hitting the fan, right, I'm coming across titles like this that says, as Putin prepared for World War III, the U.S. continues its war on us. And shit like that I can relate to. So I'm like, damn, you feel me? And then it says it again right here. And so I'm like, damn, so you feel me? It made sense. This shit hit close to home for me because my peoples was really getting murdered. And I knew who these people was. I was terrified as fuck of these people. I didn't want to say their name or nothing, but I'm sitting back watching them murder motherfuckers. You feel me? And I knew who they was, but they just kept fucking with me, bro. Like they wouldn't leave me alone. You feel me? Like, if you keep bullying somebody, eventually they gonna try to fight you back. You feel me? Like, you feel me? They wouldn't listen and respecting nothing. They just straight up disrespect me from day one and kept disrespecting me over and over and over. Keep following me around, doing everything I don't like. I wasn't allowed to go to school. I wasn't allowed to save no money. They kept trying to put me around all negative shit. Force me to be in gangs, and the more I resist them, the harder they come at me. And so I realized that was working. I need that. You feel me? I need that. I'm not like them in the hood picking on easy people, easy challenges and shit. They throwing hard shit at me. So, and I'm trying to resist this shit, and it appears to be working because I'm starting to see a shift in movements and shit. You feel me? And so I'm like, damn. And so I started to relate to those kind of topics. Then I took this picture of a guy in Fort Lauderdale. He looked like a mannequin, but he not. He a real dude. And I was in downtown Miami coming out of the courtroom. And I was in court because after they murdered my daughter, mother, I tried to go to court to get custody for her, and then so as leaving the courtroom, I see this guy holding a sign. White guy says, "Lawyer wanted, sue the FBI, human rights abuse." So I'm like, okay, if they trying to tell me it's the FBI doing this shit, you feel me? So that's why I took that. Then all these police start popping up all around where I live at. You know what I'm saying? And they just sitting around waiting. You see what I'm saying? They just sitting around waiting like, okay, y'all can call whoever the fuck you want to call. Take pictures, do whatever. Y'all finna die. We got a right to be here. And I already knew who they was. That's why I was just taking a picture, documenting this whole thing this whole time. You feel me? And they'll pull up and just get out the car and do weird shit like that. Come in my front yard and just sit down and chill. And at that time, I was living with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? In this place called Lake Forest in West Park, Florida. You feel me? And that's in South Florida. And they just sit there like, yeah, you can call whoever you want. Yeah, we harassing you. Yeah, you gonna die. You feel me? And I already know that. When you see white people, whether they polices or not, you know what that mean. You feel me? In today's world. You know what that mean. They not wasting their time. It means somebody finna die. So they will put these niggas outside my house and they just chilling. You know what I'm saying? They would sit outside my house and watch me and just watch through my window, eating chips and shit, looking at my window every day like they was waiting for something. And I knew I finally understood what they was waiting for, right? Because I did a song with this famous rapper a long time ago, a few years ago, maybe like 15 years ago, and we did a song together. And this rapper name was Relic D. He was real famous. Well, he was pretty popular. I wouldn't say worldwide, but he was pretty big. I would say local because he did a song with some big names. I guess people who did a song with Trick Daddy and all that. And so I did a song with him, and in his verse. Now I know when these people come out, when they come out, right? They they surround you with everybody who works for them. So everybody who works for them gonna be against you. Everybody you meet when these people come to your hood and your city gonna be against you. Family, friends, don't matter who they are. They're gonna be against you when these people put the pressure on them or pay them off to turn against you or whatever. Right. So I knew that. So every time I did a song with some niggas I ain't really know, I listened to their verse as if they was talking to me. And they were. And that's how I took it. So the guy Relic D did a verse. He did a verse, and in his verse he said, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, oh, I wonder just how far you are." And then his verse come on, he would say, but during his song he would say, "Who died? You died. You suicide. You gone. I'm at home bumping my comb, and you got nowhere to run to, baby. Man, here we come. Don't go crazy." And so his other homie jumped on. He said, "Man, matter of fact, we off the rack. No, we off the chain. Matter of fact, I'm off that meat rack to be exact. Let me open up your brain, boy." So he's saying that on the that was his verse, right? So after Relic D said his verse, and he was like, um, "Who died? You died. You suicide." So my friend in Boston, who I went to visit one time, remember I told y'all when I went to Massachusetts and I got back, he the Boston bombers had bombed the building, but that was a few years later. They bombed Massachusetts, whatever. And those two guys, all right. But before that, my friend called me. He was like, "When you coming back? To visit us?" I was like, "I'll be back soon." But I had got creeped out because when I went to visit them, I was looking out their window and they was had people watching their house and shit. You feel me? And I'm the only one in the house, so I got a little paranoid. Like, you feel me? I had to get up out of there and come back home to Florida. And shortly after that, my friend supposedly committed suicide. He blew his brains out his head. You feel me? And so after that, I thought about that song that I did with the guy Relic D, the famous rapper Relic D. After the government had took over, our government had took over South Florida and put all these people around me. And so they were sending me messages. And then so now I realized that not only he committed suicide, but I guess that's the way they wanted me to die. So they put all this pressure on me. They took away my whole life. They took away friends, family, everything. I was so lonely. And so I guess that's what they were doing. They were trying to make me murder myself so then that they can get away with everything they done to me. You feel me? And so but after that didn't wait. After that didn't work. Sorry about that, y'all. They would start coming around my house, harassing me, popping up, knocking on doors, laughing. Like this guy right here, popping up, knocking on my door one time, talking about he gonna buy my house. Where I'm gonna go? Where you gonna go? You gotta go somewhere. This house is gonna be mine. I'm gonna buy it. Just like I'm like, and then I cursed him out one time. I'm like, see, that's a problem with y'all. Crackers, y'all so greedy, my nigga. Y'all want everything. You feel me? Here I am, a struggling, nigga, whatever. I ain't got nothing. You feel me? This all I got. And you want to take that. You know what I'm saying? You're greedy ass. You got a lot of money. You feel me? And then he just got in his car and drove off, laughing and stuff like it was a game. You feel me? So I took his picture, whatever. But I was in South Florida when I was living in South Florida. And then so uh, I would come across topics like this from Alex Jones. It says, after wreaking havoc in our lives, Fed agency now fear their jobs. This shit hit so close to home because in my mind, I already know who was doing all this shit to me. You feel me? But when I was coming across topics like this on YouTube and on other sites and shit, it was making me feel better because like they said, wreaking havoc. These people was wreaking havoc, man. I'm talking about knocking off a lot of my family members' food like it wasn't nothing and laughing and celebrating about that shit and still doing it. You feel me? Like they, and still fucking with a nigga. And so, excuse my language, but you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like this guy right here was walking down my block, right? When you see that type of stuff, your life's in danger, man. I'm telling you, these white boys ain't gonna be doing that, for no reason. Look, he like the only one walking out the door, walking down the block. You feel me? That's a message. It means something. When you see that on your block, your life's in danger. You feel me? Now, if I was to walk outside my house at that time, that whole fucking block would have been lit up. You feel what I'm saying? But, when you see that, that means your life's in danger. Serious danger. It's no different from these guys right here. When you start to see these when you start to see these undercover people like that, this guy right here walking in the bathroom when I'm walking in the bathroom, pretending like he taking the piss. These guys are no different from See that? See how they just look and they let me know who they are. Combat Vets Association. You feel me? And this was in Pensacola. Basically, they let me know. You see how they just follow me around, pretend like they, waiting on something, and I didn't know what they were trying to tell me. But now it took me a long time to figure out. See, this was after they murdered my brother, and I got the Greyhound ticket to move to Pensacola. They was right in the Greyhound station with me, looking right at me, following me around. When you see those type of white people doing that, you know that mean death. You feel me? They want to kill you, but they was waiting on something. I noticed they act like they was waiting on something. What the fuck were they waiting on? Basically, let me know they was waiting on me to kill myself. Like the famous rapper said in the song I did with him, when his verse came on, who died? You died. You suicide. You gone. I'm at home. And you got nowhere to run to, baby. Man, here we come. Don't go crazy. So I always think about that. Like they just sitting around waiting. And so, okay, I get back to my hometown, my new hometown, and there's a lady in the Greyhound waiting on me. And look what she doing. She's smiling, look like she taking pictures of me, and look how she looking. She got her hand on her head. Who died? You died. You suicide. You gone. I'm at home and you got nowhere to run to, baby. Man, here we come. Don't go crazy. You feel me? Basically waiting on me to kill myself. This is what they saying. Yeah, you gonna kill yourself. You feel me? And so I start seeing them put the pressure on when they start. Every girlfriend I got, they take them away. You feel me? They destroy them, kill them, or either, turn them out real bad. See, this is me at another Greyhound station, and lo and behold, it's always somebody waiting on me. I mean, looking at me. All these people, you feel me? They pretend to be regular travelers and shit like that. They go to ringleader right there. You can always spot them. That's probably the sergeant, the guy that's over this crew, this undercover crew right here, whoever they are. He's the head coordinator, the head hunter, the macho that's just thinking he's camouflaged. You feel me? That's how they hide. They think we don't see them, we don't know them. We're not supposed to know what they're up to. We're not supposed to know they're serial killers. They love to kill. You feel me? We're not supposed to know them or what they're up to. This is after they murdered my brother. I caught this thing caught my eye, and so I took a picture of it because I noticed it said federal on it, and maybe all limos have it, but I don't know. It's like I just felt like taking a picture on it because it just made too much sense at the time. We riding in something that say federal, and I was going through it with these people, and who I suspected them to be, and they had no power. So okay, I had this job that I deliver food, right, and I was working for, I believe, Grubhub at the time, and I delivered food to this Denny's all the time, right? And I noticed when I first started going there, everything was perfectly fine. But once I started going there enough, when I started getting enough orders there, I started figuring they was planning to murder me inside this Denny's because they ripped all the cameras down. See that? The cameras were broke. See the wires hanging out the camera? And so that let me know that one day when I go inside that Denny's, they was gonna do something bad, maybe like fake, run inside the Denny's and rob the Denny's when I'm inside waiting on the order, and then shoot me and kill me along with whatever target, whatever extra target that may be there that they want to kill. And so they was gonna take me out. And this was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And they kept trying to give me offer me jobs wherever I go, but I be turning them down because I feel like those jobs that you have to commit to would be the jobs they can murder you at one night. Once they're gonna map you out. You see that? They're gonna map you out and then they'll kill you. But see, this was weird because they was disconnecting the cameras at this time, right? But then they actually started installing cameras when they wanted to kill me. See, they switched sides. First, they didn't want, when they was planning to kill me at first, they didn't want it to be no record of it, no recording of it, no nothing. You feel me? But then somehow they had a change of heart and say, no, we're going to kill this nigga on camera so that when we kill him, we got proof that we killed him. And so we can collect our payments. So they started installing cameras all around my old house. Now, this is the hospital that they murdered my grandmother in, this hospital here. And it's right down the street from the nursery home on Washington Street in Hollywood, Florida. That's down the street from the Hollywood police station, right? So they murdered my great grandmother's daughter in this hospital, and they murdered my great grandmother in the hospital down the street from this hospital on the same block. See, it's 600 Memorial, or it might be a 8 or something in front of that. No, I think that might be the full address. 600 Memorial on Washington Street. The same hospital right here. And it's the same hospital that my mother was in after they gave her all them strokes, that fucked her up and really bad, man. And so these people wasn't playing with me at all. You feel me? And they were just coming at me hard. And everywhere I went, picking up food, waiting on my orders, to deliver to the customer, whatever. There's always these people waiting on me. See how they just sitting there waiting? This is a fake crew, by the way. They just in there because the people know what stores I'm gonna be in when I go to work. They know, and they just be in there waiting. See how they chilling? Like, yeah, nigga, we waiting on you. You feel me? And see how he got his hands on his hip. They always appear to be just waiting on me. You feel me? And it took me a long time to figure it out. And this is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida as well. See, police coming there, they just waiting. This is a restaurant that I normally go when I was working for Grubhub to uh, pick up food, because this was a popular restaurant that a lot of people was ordering from. So a lot of my orders, I have to go in this restaurant and wait. And here they are making their presence be known. You feel me? They always appear to be waiting on something. And just like the rapper said when I did a song with him, who died? You died. You suicide. So now I realize, and I'm looking, it makes sense because they took away my relationships. They took away my friends, family, everything. They destroyed my car, clothes, shoes, socks, everything, TV, bed, everything. These people will fuck up everything, breaking my house, everything. That's all they're good for is destroying and destruction and shit. And so I'm like, okay, but I'm still alive. But other family members of mine, they ain't have the opportunity I have because they straight up murdered their ass off back. You feel me? And they still killing them and got them on drugs, flop, crack, everything. Forced them on that. But I'm the only one who they ain't really physically forced nothing on yet, just mentally. A lot of mental abuse that they doing to me, right? Trying to make me kill myself. And so I realized that, like, oh, okay, so, and so that's why they taking away everything and just watching me see and getting watching me react. So basically, they trying to run me out of the country or make me kill myself. It's like, nigga, you gonna murder yourself or you gonna leave, nigga. You gonna get out of the United States of America. And so that's the option I'm taking because I know they gonna move in on me soon. Now, this is the traffic that I documented. I'm from South Florida, man, born and raised. Our traffic never have been this bad. You hear what I'm saying? Our Florida ain't never even have this kind of traffic at all. Now, New York, yeah, because New York was always a city that had hundreds of cars all over the place. You feel me? But not in Florida. This was never normal in Florida. Once these people showed up and they took over South Florida, when they got back from the war on terror or whatever, when they came back to Florida, this is what our streets been looking like, and they like that ever since. All kind of hella traffic. You feel me? And then that's how you know they started opening up all these car washes all over your city and state. Why do you think they're opening up all them car washes? It's not for us on the streets. We ain't got that kind of damn money to afford them cars that they buying. From the car lots they opening up all them high prices. Who else could afford that? Think about it. That's why they opening up all these car lots and car washes everywhere. You feel me? Because they here. They here now. Now it's time for them to come here and finish killing off us. You feel me? For whatever reasons. Like I said, it was always these strange people waiting on me. This was in Miami when I was going to Miami to get my little grills done. It was always these strange men or women just sitting around. They appear to be waiting, follow me around. And when I look at them, they just stand there, never speak to me. I ain't speak to their ass. They just sit there like, as if they was protecting me or my security. But all the while, they knocking my family off like a motherfucker, putting their ass in that dirt. You feel me? While I'm being followed by strange people I don't even know. And they just appear to be waiting. Who died? You died. You suicide. You gone. I'm at home. You feel me? Just like the rapper said in his song. See that? This is another restaurant in Fort Lauderdale that I would go to and wait on my food. And as usual, it's always them standing around waiting. You feel me? They sitting around waiting. Look, they appear to just be waiting. You see? Somebody got them in there waiting, and they just act like normal citizens. Look, this is me in Fort Lauderdale at the park. They send that real soldier at me then. You feel me? He was happy too. Like, yeah, I got another kill. I'm about to kill this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm about to pull this rifle, this sniper out and get me a headshot in for the day. You feel me? But I spoiled those plans. I just left. You feel me? He was ready too, smiling like, yeah, we got another black one. And so And this is a guy looked like he from Irish or Ireland. Somebody pull up on the side of me. They always just pulling up on the side of me. When you see that type of stuff, you know your life's in very serious danger. You have to take your life serious, or else they'll take it for you. You feel me? And so I just been documenting, taking pictures of them. Look, they'll pop in the restaurants and just pose for me. Now the reason why he posing for me to take a picture of him because he had been following me. He don't know, well, he know I'm at work, but he just wanted to make his presence known and basically saying, nigga, I don't care. You can take a picture of me. You feel me? Because I caught him in the parking lot. He was just sitting there. I'm sitting there. He don't even know I'm waiting on the order at that time, but he know I'm at work. But he don't know I'm waiting on the people to get done with the order. So he just sitting there. And so I caught him in the car. I'm gonna show you. I took a picture of him in the car, so that's why he came in and was like, "Here, basically saying, here, I don't care. You can take a picture of me. They killers. They no different from the people who killed George Floyd." I caught him coming in the door, and this was also in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. As soon as he come in the door, I started taking a picture. Look, he trying to look and see where I went at. See, that's him right there sitting outside in the car. He just following me, just sitting there. I'm sitting there, he's sitting there. Look, you already know what that means when these type of white people follow you, man. These white people are straight demons and devils, murderers, no doubt about it. There ain't nothing good about them following you. When you see them people walking up your block, behind you, following you, them people are here for death and destruction, man. When they come out, your family gonna be on drugs. They gonna be dying from all kind of diseases, just going against each other, hating each other, smoking crack, all kind of shit, man, when these people come out. And I learned that now. Once you learn how they get down and you know them, like you follow them and you study them like how they study you, then you can begin the process of trying to combat them. That's them following me inside my job, my headquarters at DoorDash when they first opened up. See how they using all these military foreign soldiers from overseas just to hide the ringleader? And he's just staring at me like, yeah, you see how they appear to be waiting though? Once again, they just waiting. They sitting around, yeah, we waiting. So, now I know what they was waiting for. They was waiting on me to kill myself. So in Miami, when I just bought this car, they send a lady to rear end me really hard. I'm at a light. She hit me so hard, boom, knocked me in the intersection. Hurt my goddamn neck. I'm talking about she put it on me. I'm sitting in the car, she smacked my shit. Whack. And this was the damage. She hit my car so hard, look what she did to her car. But she don't care. Her shit backed by the government. You feel me? By the people who hate me, who trying to take me out. So, for her, there ain't nothing. They'll pay all that shit and give her a new car. I'm the target, not her. So she did what they wanted her to do. And once again, I'm in Fort Myers, pulling up, waiting on a date, and here they go, pulling up again, making their presence known. Look, doing head signs and gestures and shit, just letting me know that they follow me. If you see that tape on my door, it's because they was breaking inside my car so much. I figured by putting duct tape on there, when they stick the locksmith thing in there to try to unlock the car, it wouldn't work. But that didn't stop them. They still got into my car. They were still able to break into it. And here we are at Greyhound. Whenever I go to Greyhound to get off Greyhound bus, they go waiting on me. As soon as I, they always around waiting. They have these strange fake guys pretend, and it's always one person looking at me, studying my every move, telling them what I'm doing. The other guys ain't gonna look at me because they don't want it to be obvious. That's why they're gonna look at him and get all the signals from him or him. You see, they always appear to be waiting on me, and that's what they was doing, just sitting around waiting. Now I know what they was waiting on me to do. You feel me? They was waiting on me to kill myself. No different from these guys. So let me tell you the story. And so they do shit like these are the early signs. Let me show you that, like putting dog shit in my lawn on my grass. Well, not in the grass where they know I walk at. You feel me? Dog shit. They put it there. Those are the early signs. That means that they getting ready to do something bad to you sooner or later. You feel me? You can change it. You can leave. You can be prepared. See that dog shit? Big hunk of dog shit right there. You know what I'm saying? And they basically walking the dog just to be like, yeah, you could take a picture. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You feel me? And now all of this, well, imagine this. All of the stuff that y'all seen on my Facebook, on my YouTube channel so far, that ain't nothing. That's just the stuff I documented. They did way more than that. It took me a while to even start documenting shit. You feel me? Just because I was annoyed with them. But this is the stuff they do. and early warning signs you need to look out for. Like they put dog shit all over a nigga a lawn so that when I walk outside, I'm gonna step in it and then bring it back in the house. Now this is my old, and so I'm talking too fast, y'all. And this was at Dollar General. See, they always seem to just be waiting. These are real killers, man. These boys are really dangerous. When you see them kind of white boys, you already know your life's in danger, man. The plan is already in effect to kill you. It's just a matter of time. You see what I'm saying? Just a matter of time before they execute the plan, whatever it is, to go ahead on and take you out. But you know, they already paid for the murder that they're gonna do. They already collected their money. Now it's just a matter of time of implementing that murder. You feel me? And so, uh, that's how they do it. They put all this dog shit, hoping you'll step in it and track it back up in your house. Or they can be telling me, nigga, we don't give a shit about you. You feel me? That's their way of saying we don't give a shit about you, or they don't give a shit about your story, or whatever. You feel me? Or you a piece of shit. Whatever the message is they can be sending you. But the fact that they doing that to you, you need to take that seriously and implement a plan. Now, this is my old apartment. If you notice, you can see the view, right? This is my old car right here, the Honda Civic. These all cars, what they did was eventually, after I lived there peacefully for like 4 years, they sold the property, right? And they staged a fake selling of the property, listed the property for sale. It was all fake. So now all of a sudden, all these white people, right? Once I started doing Kanika Jenkins videos, they started popping up at my apartment every single day. I take that back. Not every day, but every other day, right? And so what they were doing is they started taking pictures. Let me show y'all, right? All right. They started pulling up in all these cars and trucks, all in my front yard, right? Pretending to be interesting customers of the property. See that? When you see these white people start popping up at your house, you already know what time it is. So what I thought what they was doing was mapping out my apartment, because they wasn't going to buy the apartment. They was pretenders, right? But what they were doing is mapping out my apartment. And I'm going to tell you what, just wait. Just wait. See, they're sitting out there talking. What they're doing is trying to cover the distance to see how can they stage an accidental shooting to kill me. You feel me? Basically, they sitting up there, they're measuring the distance, what would be good angles to shoot from, so that way a bullet can come flying, accidentally shoot me in the head if I'm watching TV, working out or whatever. Feel me? I had glass sliding doors at the time. So let me finish. See how they up that? Look, see that? They got a little tape measure, all that. Dude looking like Brian Landry. See, they pretending to be like they interested in buying the property. That's why they was there in the first place. But every time they come there, every other day, they taking the same pictures. Like, damn, I'm quite sure the property manager already got pictures at a place. You can get pictures from them. Why you got to come inside my apartment and take pictures of all of my belongings, right? And so that's what they was doing. They were pulling up in all these cars, and they was taking pictures and mapping out my apartment very, very well. And that let me know, in my mind, I started thinking, okay, they finna try to accidentally kill me by accident. You feel me? See how they end? They just pretending to be looking, but what they're doing is measuring the distance of, I'm gonna show y'all basically. Because this is my living room where I'm taking pictures from them. See, touching his head. Okay, shoot him in the head. You know what I'm saying? Signaling a headshot. Boom, you feel me? How can we, hit him from this side of the head while he basically in the living room? So I'm peeping out all this shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just taking pictures and documenting everything. Now that here they are doing what they do, pretending to be interested in buying the property, but all the while they covering the distance, they measuring the steps, which angles the bullet's gonna come from. How can they, you feel me? That's how I'm taking it. I might be wrong, but that's how I was taking it. See? Now, hold on, before I send this picture to the garbage, I had got a job to help move a dude in who's moving from, I believe, North Carolina. And I moved the guy right in that apartment right there. That's literally down the street from my house. And inside this apartment, I had to move him inside this apartment, right? Right here. He was a really cool white guy, but he was a killer for the U.S. government. When I was moving his shit in, I moved in so many of his guns, sniper rifles, 45 handgun. This guy was a real killer. He said he killed a lot of people for the U.S. government. You feel me? He had a big ass fucking things of bullets. He was a real killer. And so I'm thinking, damn, he don't even know that I'm probably the guy he was supposed to, he was called to kill. You feel me? But all the while he giving me drinks for helping him move his shit in and all that. And he was like he had got a contract, so that's why he came down here to basically kill somebody. So now me, I'm thinking, okay, I'm the guy he was supposed to kill, but I'm quite sure when he found out that I was the guy he was supposed to kill, he was like, hell nah, man, I ain't finna kill him. He cool. That's probably what I'm thinking he said because me and the dude was really cool. He was really cool, but I still don't, feel me, I don't trust nobody who worked for the U.S. government. You're never supposed to trust them. Even though they cool, we can kick it, we cool, but you never, ever, ever trust them because they follow orders and they take orders. And they are the worst friends to have. You know, any friends, family, anybody who take and follow orders for anybody is the most dangerous friends you could ever have in your life because you ain't really a friend. You only a friend until it becomes about business. Put it like that. So you can be best friends with this motherfucker all you want, create all the memories you want, but when it comes down to business, you just another business deal, and the deal will be done, and you will be murdered no matter who you are. You know, that's what happens when you surround yourself with people who can be bought. See, I cannot be bought. I'm not a materialistic person, which means the government cannot pay me any amount of money to make me kill anybody. You feel me? Because it's not happening. I cannot be bought. I don't care about all that. You feel me? But there's plenty of people in the U.S. who can be bought and won't mind knocking a nigga off like me. You feel me? For some money, and that's what they doing out there. They figuring out the distance. See how they pretending to be talking? They covering the distance. They doing all that. These people getting it done. The average eye, okay, it's just normal customers interested in some property. No, they doing their fucking job. See that? They measuring the whole scene out there. Now from my living room where I'm at right now, if you could see where I'm sitting at, the only way they could, if they was to stage a shooter anywhere from this area, the bullet can hit me where I'm at now. But what y'all don't know is when I'm not sitting there, I'm sitting on my couch, which is right there, which is a straight shot from these apartments that you're looking at right here. There's an open field, a little small field that's perfectly where a sniper could sit right in the back there and hit my ass dead in the head in my living room. Dead in the head, straight shot, perfect, one hit wonder. And I think that's what they was doing out there, measuring it. You feel me? And so when I realized that, I was like, damn. You feel me? I got to get up from around here. You feel me? Because everything was making too much sense. And just like 9/11, before they pulled off the 9/11, what they did practice runs, evacuating everybody out of the building and all that. And then they actually came into play. Look at this. We got undercover soldiers walking past my house and shit. Look how they walking. Come on, man. You know that dude. You know what I'm saying? They weren't playing. You feel me? They mapping out the distance, everything. He walking up, seeing the distance, you know what I'm saying? They can get a sniper somewhere back there. Sorry about that. Somewhere back there. You feel me? These people are the truth, man. When they kill, it's perfect. They want to make it look like an accident, something happened. You feel me? And so the fact that they on your block like that, it's time to leave, man, or you're gonna get killed. And not to mention, what else I want to show y'all is, okay, I noticed when I moved here, right? Oh, and this old guy right here, he would walk his dog up the block all the time, put his hands in his pocket, basically saying how much they gonna get for murdering me. All of them was in on it, you know what I'm saying, planning my murder. The whole block. They evacuated the block first of all, and then they started moving in their criminals. Once they evacuate the block and they move in their criminals and shit, you know what I'm saying, they gonna try to kill you. That's what they doing. They setting the whole scene up, everything, And so, but it took them 3 years to start doing it. And once they showed up, after I started dropping the Kanika Jenkins videos, they showed up and I was already ready. I was started, ready for them to, come with whatever they was gonna come with. So once they started doing all this strange shit, you start seeing all these white people show up now all on your block. You already know what it is. It's finna be a murder. You feel me? Somebody finna die, man. And I took it as that somebody was me. Look, taking pictures, acting like they so interested in the property. But all the while, they was planning my death, the time, the precision, where the bullet gonna come from, the angle it can hit me, all that, all inside the house, the places that the strong points of the house, the weak points of the house, they plan all that. And I'm sitting there taking pictures of them, taking pictures of my house, and inside and outside. And they calculating where the bullet gonna come from. How you see how he holding his hand? You see what I'm saying? See how he holding his hand? Look at that. They're already trying to calculate where they can shoot me at in my head or while I'm in my living room. But they don't expect us black people to think like that. You feel me? Look at the hands. Look at that. White guy shows up. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 years later, I get shot in my head in the living room if I chose to stay there all that long time like a dummy after these people done showed up. And they done already, let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all real quick. Okay, let me use right here as an example. See how they all in my house? They mapping out everything, every inch of my apartment. So they know all the strong points, which is I had already did that when I first moved in too. I noticed that right here in my apartment at that time was a strong point at that time, right? Also, my kitchen. Let me see if I can show y'all my kitchen. Okay, not in this area, but okay. So let me finish with the story real quick. Right here, that's my front door. When I open my front door, there's a mailbox right there. But since these people took over, I'm not allowed to get my mail at that place. Everybody else on the block gets their mail delivered to their front porch. Me, I gotta go outside my apartment. Let me show you. I gotta go outside my apartment and walk. See where this guy at walking at with that orange shirt? I gotta walk all the way to the end of the block just to get my mail out of the mail. All the way to the end of the block just to get my mail. When I got a mailbox right on my damn front porch, they won't deliver it there. They want me to walk all the way to the block, end of the block to get my mail. And they don't install cameras right up right there, which let me know that they want to they setting up all the scenes that they can kill me around the area, kidnap me or murder me, whatever they want to do. It's gonna be caught on camera. You feel me? So I peeped that as well. I got to get up and walk all the way down to the end of the block just to get the mail. When I got a mailbox at my front door, you feel me? That let me know. And so this is another strong point in my old apartment. The kitchen right there. It's a strong point because it'll be impossible for a bullet to hit me in that kitchen unless they using some kind of high tech military sniper rifle 50 cal weapons and just rapid fire. You feel me? That's a strong point because they got to go through this door, that wall, that closet, come out that kitchen, and then strike me somewhere in the kitchen. Just like the bathroom, and that was another strong point. The bathroom, the kitchen, and right there. Those are all the only three strong points. Anywhere else, I can be hit in my apartment, and that's what they're doing. But they're pretending like they just basically seeing where the strong points at, where the weak points at, but they pretending like they interested in the property. But I'm not believing none of that shit. I'm taking it as is they inside my house, mapping the outside and the inside. So when it comes time for them to kill me, you know what I'm saying, they know how to where to put the shooter at. See? They know exactly where the shooter gonna be, all that. What you need a ladder for to be to come in, come inside the apartment. Come on, man. You feel me? But it's just so I was taking pictures of them and I was on them then. But this is in Alabama. They had this dude following me all through the south of the United States of America. He was on me. And I already know what that means when they follow you. And once again, they sitting around, appears to be waiting, looking right at me. You feel me? Following me around. Meanwhile, they follow me. My family is being slaughtered like nothing. You feel me? They being killed and silenced and all that. So that let me know when they take out your family, they can kill you if they want to, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing because you ain't gonna have no family to say something in the first place. You feel me? And the rest of them gonna be so terrified for their own life, they're not gonna say nothing. So I already peeped game from that as well. And so now we at a point where we've been battling each other for like 20 years. So I think that, and I'm getting older now, so I think they're getting ready to make a move on me. But this time it's gonna be fatal. They tried to murder me I believe 8 months ago when I went and visit South Florida. I went down there, took a trip down there to visit, and they ended up trying to murder me down there. By the grace of God, I was able to escape. And so this time I believe, and even if the county where I'm living at now has something to do with it, you know what I'm saying? At least here I feel good. You feel me? They could have been like, just don't kill him here. You feel me? Wait till, you feel me? But anyway, skip all that. Make a long story short. Y'all saw the pictures of the dog shit, right? That be in my yard. And so when you see those signs, that's a clear sign of your local law enforcement is not rolling with you, bro. They're against you. You feel me? They have already been bought and paid off. So when you see that, you need to know that those are early warning signs, very serious early warning signs that you can choose to ignore, or you can take them very serious and leave now. Like right now, I should be planning on selling everything in my apartment and just getting the hell out of here. You feel me? But it's a part of me saying, nah, try and just sit and wait. Just sit and see how things go. You feel me? But then it's another part, like, nigga, if you sit and wait, they might, pay one of their thugs to run up on you, kidnap you, kill you, shoot you, whatever. They done deleted your social medias, you feel me? So they're getting ready to make a move on you. What you waiting for? But then again, it's a part of me that's keep telling me to chill because of the love I have for this place. You feel me? So I don't know. I'm in the middle of seeing what that's gonna be like. But I hope that answer your question. I didn't go too deep. Like I said, I still live in the United States of America. I just made some strong points so you can understand why this is happening to me. It's not because of nothing I did or nothing you do. It's everything to do with what they want to do to you and their plans. This has been planned years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they just coming out now in 2023. Just like those people you just seen in my old apartment taking pictures of the property, acting like they was there to buy the property. When they leave, a couple years later, I would have been murdered in that property. Same thing. When our government announced that plan to come back to fight war and terror, and then when they was done, it was going to come back to America and finish the war. Look how long ago that was since 9/11. But where we at now, 2023, and what's going on now? They in your hood, my hood, and any other hood in the United States of America. And you know that. You see how long they just wait a little while so you can forget about it. And while you forget, they're going to put you through all this shit so you can forget about it. Beat you up, send niggas to have sex with you, or send women to have sex with you, break your heart, make you fall in love. They're going to put you through all that so you forget about their plan. And then they're going to come out. You know what I'm saying? Years later, just like those people that's pretending to be interested in my old apartment, taking all them pictures and everything. Once they leave, years later, boom, I get killed, kidnapped or something. That's how they do it. You feel me? They wait till you move. Let's say this. If you move anywhere in America and you are their target, when they find out where you live at, they're gonna find out where you live at through your family or friends or anybody you trust. When they find out where you live, they're gonna move on your block in your neighborhood and turn your neighborhood to a murder scene for you. That's how they do it. They become your neighbors, your next door neighbors, no matter where you at. They're going to move in your city, your hood, next door to you and turn your hood into a murder scene for you when they get ready to. And that's what they're doing. And so, you know, we both at the point to where we both had it with each other. We've been battling each other 20 years now. And I'm sick of them and the motherfuckers sick of me. And so, it's time for us to make a move. I think they're gonna make a move on me real soon. You feel me? And if they don't kill me, whatever the move is, if they don't kill me, kidnap me, whatever, torture me, whatever they got planned, then I'm gonna react after that. And then my move will be final. And then I'll be looking to, I guess, seriously, really take them really serious, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want them to be on my radar like that. I just wanted to live my life and enjoy my life. But they keep fucking implementing themselves inside everything I got going on. Keep trying to be seen. So you feel me? Now I got to take them serious, which I didn't want to take them serious because I know me. You ain't on my radar, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You feel me? Like, why you keep trying to, you feel me? Nigga ain't even worried about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? The thing is, when they come out, they take everything away from you and you ain't allowed to run to nobody for help. But when you whoop their ass, they run to the whole world. You feel me? If you can whoop their ass and put that pressure on them and spank their ass and follow them around and fuck up their ass and bitch slap them around and murder up their family and do shit to them, then they gonna run and get the whole world. Oh, they running to Britain, they running to the UK, they running everywhere. They running to get the whole world to help them fight. But when they come and pick on you, you can't go get nobody. You can't get nobody to help you fight. You feel me? You can't go get no country, nobody. So it's like they in a way, man, you feel me? It's like a little kid trying to fight an adult. And I vision myself as an adult and them as a little kid because that's what they like. You feel me? A little badass kid that keep fucking with you and when you spank their ass, they run to their mama. You feel me? So in other words, they could pick and bully you all day long, and you got to sit there and take it like a man while they murder your whole family, rape your family, whatever they want to do to you. And then when you trying to fight them back and you start winning, oh, they running to get the whole world. they're gonna turn everybody against you. So that's the only reason why they powerful, because they keep getting people to die for them, fight and die for them. While they go home to their family, you go to the grave because of the money. You feel me? Come on, man. That's some pussy ass shit. You feel me? When they come out, you can't get no help from nobody, no country. Nobody gonna want to protect you or help you fight or stand up for you. But when they get their ass whooped, they run to the whole world and get literally everybody from around the world to fight and die for them. That's the difference. And that's why it's just some push ass shit to me. You feel me? That's why I don't even sweat it. You feel me? But we both done had enough of each other. So I figure they gonna make a move, you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever. We'll see. You feel me? But, I hope that answered your question. Like I said, I ain't go too deep because I still do live in the United States of America. And, they have a lot of power here. They have power in other countries too as well, like you just read in the title. And, they can get you killed in other countries as well. But they have even extremely more power in America because this is their country. You feel me? So, I didn't go too deep, but I hope that answers your question. Catch y'all in the next video. Stay safe and peace out. And also don't forget to make a copy of this video if you want, because they probably will take this down. They're going to be flagging the hell out of my channel for almost anything I post now, just to probably try to get that taken down. So I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe and peace out.